myself I am Shravani, Assistant Professor from the Department of CSC. In today's lecture we will see another application on dynamic programming, which is all-pair shortest path problem, or else the same problem we can also call it as Floyd-Warshall's algorithm. The Floyd-Warshall's algorithm or all-pair shortest path problem or APSP problem all remains same. Now we will see this problem in today's lecture. In today's lecture I am going to cover all-pair shortest path problem followed by an example, followed by an algorithm, and we will see the analysis part also. Objective of today's lecture is the students are able to understand the concept of APSP problem and its analysis also. And coming to the outcome, the students are able to learn how to apply the APSP problem on a given graph, that too a directed graph. That is, the students are able to apply to find the shortest distance among each and every vertex in the given graph by means of today's lecture. What is this problem statement about? Basically, this APSP problem is used to find the shortest path between every pair of vertices in the given graph. That is, to find the shortest path between every pair of vertices. That is, let us consider if there are 4 vertices, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, let us consider this is my directed graph having n is equal to 4, that is 4 vertices. So, now I want to find the shortest distance among each and every pair of vertices. So, for example, here 1 to 2, if I am directly going in this path, it is having a cost of 10. Whereas, if I am going in this direction, that is, for example, 2, 3 and 2, let us consider. So, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7. So, if I am going via 3 and 4 vertices to reach 2, okay, then in that particular case, the distance is 2 plus 3 plus 2, which is 7, right. So, whereas in direct it is 10, whereas if I am going via these 2 vertices means it is 7. What is the shortest one? 7. So, without going in direct path, here I will go in this path because it takes less cost. So, this all we know whenever we learnt this particular problem properly. Okay. Now, let us see how to solve this problem. So, basically this G is a given graph and G consisting of V stands for vertices and E stands for edges. The given graph, connected graph consisting of vertices as well as edges, and this is a directed graph with n vertices, and basically adjacency matrix we need to write. So, now the cost adjacency matrix, to write the cost adjacency matrix for the given graph, this we have to follow. That is, if we want to find out the cost for the same vertex, cost to reach the same vertex from the given vertex, that is, here for example cost of 1, 1. So, to reach the same, here the cost is 0, which means that there should not be any cycles in the given graph. There should not be any weighted cycles in the given graph. So, here of ij is equal to 0 if I is equal to j, that is, here for suppose if I am having, let us consider if I am having a graph like this. Okay. So, now cost of 1, 2 will be, cost of 1, 1 will be equal to 0 and cost of 2, 2 will be equal to 0. Why? Because here there is no distance from 1, 1 and 2, 2. That is, if I is equal to j, the cost will be 0. Now, if I is not equal to j, let us take another case which is I not equal to j, that is cost of 1, 2. Here I is not equal to j, 1 is not equal to 2. In this case, we have to write E of g. E of g is nothing but the cost associated with that edge, that is from I to j. So, that is 1 to 2. How much is the cost? 2 is the cost. So, cost of 1 comma 2 is 2. Now, here is infinity if I is not equal to j and I comma j is not belonging to E comma j. That is nothing but if I comma j is does not belongs to E of g. So, if there is no edge from I to j and if I want to find out the corresponding cost from I to j, in that case I have to produce infinite. For suppose here cost of 1 comma 3. Cost of 1 comma 3. Is there any path from 1 to 3? No. As there is no edge associated from 1 to 3, here I have to give the distance as or the cost as infinity. Okay. So, this is how I have to find out the cost adjacency matrix for the given graph. Objective. The main objective of all pair shortest path problem is to determine the matrix A. So, in terms of matrix, we want to showcase the shortest distance among each and every pair of vertices in the given graph. So, determine the matrix A such that A of ij is the length of shortest path from I to j. Here A of ij is the matrix we want to find out and that will be the shortest path from I to j. Coming to the process. So, the first thing is here, as I said earlier, this APSP problem, whenever we want to find out the shortest distance for the given graph, here the given graph should not have any negative length cycles. The first point is it should not have any negative length cycles and it should not have any cycles also, weighted cycles also. Now, let the shortest path from I to j in G, this in graph, originate at vertex I. That is, it started from vertex I and goes through an intermediate vertex and terminates at j. So, here our process like this. As I said previously in the example here, in order to reach from 1 to 2, here if I am going in a direct path, it takes a cost of 10. Whereas if I am going via 2 intermediate vertices, that is 3 and 4, via 1, 3 and 4, if I am reaches to 2, then it takes me less cost, right. So, here via intermediate vertex, we are going to find out the shortest distance from I to j. Now, if k is the intermediate vertex, let us consider if k is the intermediate, if k is the intermediate vertex. So, now I to k and k to j, we will find out the distance. Initially, I will find out the distance from I to j. I will find out the cost from I to j. Now, I will also find out the cost from I to k and k to j. I to k and k to j. So, whichever is yielding me the minimum value, that shortest distance I will consider as a distance from I to j. So, here ak of ij is we want to find out in each and every step. So, ak of ij is the length of shortest path from I to j via the intermediate vertex called k. So, here in each and every step we want to find out this matrix. That matrix is the shortest distance between pair of vertices from I to j. For example, a1 of ij, which stands for a1 of ij, that is a1 of I comma j. Here I to j we want to find out the shortest distance and via the intermediate vertex as 1. Via the intermediate vertex as 1. Now, a2 of ij means here via the intermediate vertex as a 2. a3 of ij means here via the intermediate vertex as 3. So, likewise we are going to find out the shortest distance among two pairs, which is I comma j. To measure that, to measure ak of I comma j, this is a recurrence relation. That is, ak of ij is equal to minimum of ak minus 1 of ij. That is the direct distance from I to j, the direct distance from I to j in the previous step, or else if I am considering this k as an intermediate vertex, that is a of ik plus a of kj. Either I2j distance or ik plus kj distance. So which one is yielding me the minimum value? That minimum value we are taking it as a shortest distance in the current iteration. So now let's see an example. So here this is a given graph and which is having 3 vertices, and here initially I have to find out A0. Initially I have to find out A0. That A0 is a cost adjacency matrix for the given graph. So here I am having 3 vertices, right. So here 1 to 1, here as we are not having any cycles here, and also as we have already mentioned, cost of I comma j is equal to 0 if I is equal to j. That is why here I is equal to, here this is I, let us consider, and this is j, okay. So 1 to 1 is 0. Now 1 to 2, here 1 comma 2. So 1 to 2, what is the cost? 6, and 1 to 3, 11, and 2 to 1. Is there any path from 2 to 1 directly? 2 to 1, no. So now infinity. Now 2 to 3, yes, it is 2. 3 to 1, which is 3, and 3 to 2, small mistake here, okay, the graph is like this, okay. So 1 to 2 is 4 and 2 to 1 is 6. Now 3 to 1 is 3 and 3 to 2 is infinity, as we are not having any distance from 3 to 2. So this is how we need to measure the cost adjacency matrix, which is A0 initially. Now in step 1, what we have to do is, here we have to take k is equal to 1. That is, here via the intermediate vertex 1, here we have to consider the intermediate vertex as a vertex 1, and we need to find out the shortest distance again, that is A1. So now A1 again 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now what happens? Again 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 0, because there is no value which is less than 0, right. So now 1 comma 2. So now I have to find out A1 of 1 comma 2. So which will be equivalent to minimum of A0 of 1 comma 2 or else A0 of, now what is the intermediate vertex? 1. So 1 comma 1 plus A0 of 1 comma 2. So now A0 of 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2 values 4 directly, right, comma minimum of 4 comma A0 of 1 comma 1, which is 0 plus A0 of 1 comma 2, which is 4. So here I will be having 4 comma 4. So which one is the minimum? 4 is the minimum. So now finally this value will be 4. So likewise I need to calculate the values. So now we will see in detail. For now, step 1 is initially we need to find out the cost adjacency matrix, and that will be A0. So now A0 will be, here 1 to 1 is 0, 1 to 2 is 4, and 1 to 3 is, so here please remember, here direction gets changed, here 2 to 1 is 6, 2 to 1 is 6, and 2 to 2 is 0, and 2 to 3 is 2, and 3 to 1 is 3, and 3 to 2 is 1, 3 to, okay. So 3 to 2 is 1 and 3 to 3 is 0, right. So now step 2, coming to step 2, consider node 1 as an intermediate vertex for k is equal to 1. So now, just now we have seen A1 of 1 comma 2 will be equivalent to minimum of A0 of 1 comma 2, that is the direct distance from 1 comma 2, or else we will consider the intermediate vertex, which is k is equal to 1. So A0 of 1 comma 1 plus A0 of 1 comma 2. So which is 4 comma 0, 1 comma 1 is 0 plus 1 comma 2 is 4. So 0 plus 4. So minimum of 4 comma 4 is equivalent to 4. Now A1 of 1 comma 3, A1 of 1 comma 3, that will be equivalent to either the distance from A0 of 1 comma 3 or else A0 of 1 comma 1 plus 1 comma 3. So now which will be equivalent to minimum of 11 comma 0 plus 11. So 11 comma 11 means which is the minimum value? 11 itself. So now coming to the next one, a1 of 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1 means either directly a0 of 2 1 or else a0 of 2 comma 1 plus 1 comma 3. So which will be a0 of 2 comma 1 comma a0 of 2 comma 1 plus a0 of 1 comma 1, which will be equivalent to minimum of 6 comma 0 plus 6, which is equal to 6. Now we will see the next one, which is a1 of 2 comma 3. Let us consider. So 2 comma 3 means minimum of a0 of 2 comma 3 comma a0 of 2 comma 1 plus a0 of 1 comma 3. So now what will be the values? So now minimum of a0 of 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3 means which is equivalent to 2 comma a0 of 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1 is 6 plus 1 comma 3, which is equal to 11. So now here minimum of 2 comma 6 plus 11, which is equal to 17. So out of 2 and 17, the minimum value is 2. So now finally a1 of 2 comma 3 will be equivalent to 2, whereas previously it is 2 only. So now even now also which is 2, right? So now here a1 of 2 comma 3 is equivalent to a0 of 2 comma 3 plus a0 of 2 comma 1 plus a0 of 2 comma 3. Now coming to a1 of 3 comma 1. 3 comma 1 means again here also the intermediate vertex is 1. So either the distance, direct distance, which is 3 comma 1 or else 3 comma 1 plus 1 comma 1. So which will be equivalent to minimum of 3 comma 3 plus 0. So which will be equivalent to 3. So now the next one is a1 of 3 comma 2. a1 of 3 comma 2 means a0 of minimum of a0 of 3 comma 2 comma a0 of 3 comma 1 plus a0 of 1 comma 2. So finally it will be equivalent to minimum of infinity comma 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So here 3 to 2 as we are not having anything here to keep, which is equal to 7. So now finally now we have computed our a1, right, with our previous step. So now the next thing is to compute a2. To measure a2, so here the intermediate vertex we are taking it as 2. So now a2 of 1 comma 2. How to measure this? Minimum of a1 of 1 comma 2 comma a1 of 1 comma 2 plus a1 of 2 comma 2, because 2 is the intermediate vertex over here. Now which is equal to minimum of a1 of 1 comma 2. a1 of 1 comma 2 is 4 comma a1 of 1 comma 2 is 4 plus 2 comma 2 is 0. So which is equal to 4. So now again a2 1 2 3 1 2 3. So 1 comma 1 0 0 0. 1 to 2 is now we have found it as 4, right? So now a2 of 1 comma 3. 1 comma 3 will be minimum of a1 of 1 comma 3, the direct distance, or else a1 of 1 comma 1, sorry, now 2 is the intermediate vertex, 1 comma 2 plus a1 of 2 comma 3. So now this will be equivalent to minimum of a1 of 1 comma 3, which is equal to 11 comma a1 of 1 comma 2. 1 comma 2 is equal to 4. a1 of 2 comma 3, which is equal to 2. So 11 comma 6, which one is minimum? 6 is the minimum one. So now this will be equal to 6. So this is how I need to measure the a2 values. Okay. So now we will see in detail now. So now note 2 as an intermediate vertex. So now k is equal to 2. So now a2 of 1 comma 2 will be the direct distance which is in a1 of 1 comma 2, or else the a1 of 1 comma 2 plus a1 of 2 comma 2. So which one is yielding with the minimum value? That minimum value will be final a2 of 1 comma 2. Now we have already seen this values also, right? So a2 of 1 comma 3 is the direct distance from 1 comma 3, or else the via intermediate vertex 2, which is 1 comma 2 plus 2 comma 3. Now a2 of 2 comma 1, a2 of 2 comma 1 means again the minimum of a1 of 2 comma 1, either the direct distance in the previous a1 or else via intermediate vertex, which is 2 comma 2 plus 2 comma 1, and finally the minimum value among 6 comma 6, the minimum value alone, which is 6. So now a2 of 2 comma 3, 2 comma 3 again it will be yielded as 2. Now a2 of 3 comma 1, 3 comma 1 means again the distance from 3 to 1, or else the 3 to 2 plus 2 to 1. Now 3 to 2, 3 to 2 means again directly the distance from 3 to 2, or else 3 to 2 and 2 to 2. So now which will be equivalent to 7. So now we will see the next iteration. Now with your previous step I have a2 now. Finally I need to compute a3. a3 means now I am considering the node 3 as an intermediate vertex. Now k is equal to 3. So now node 3 as an intermediate vertex. Now a3 of 1 comma 2, a3 of 1 comma 2 will be equivalent to minimum of a2 of 1 comma 2 comma a2 of 1 comma 3 plus 3 comma 2, which will be equivalent to 4 comma 6 plus 7. So out of these two the minimum value is 4. Now let us consider the next value, a3 of 1 comma 3. So a3 of 1 comma 3 will be equivalent to minimum of a2 of 1 comma 3 comma a2 of 1 comma 3 plus, because here we are considering the intermediate vertex as 3. So 1 2 3 and a2 of 3 comma 3. So now what happens? Minimum of a2 of 1 comma 3, which is equal to 6, and 6 plus 0. So out of these two the minimum value is 6. So now finally a3 of 1 comma 3 value will be equivalent to 6. Now a3 of, let us consider 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1 means again minimum of a2 of 2 comma 1 comma a2 of the intermediate vertex is 3. So 2 comma 3 and 3 comma 1. So now minimum of a2 of 2 comma 1, a2 of 2 comma 1 is 6 comma a2 of 2 comma 3, 2 comma 3 is 2 plus 3 comma 1 is 3. So 6 comma 5, the minimum value is 5. So now a3 of 2 comma 1 value will be equivalent to 5. So in this manner we are going to find out all the a3 values. Okay. So finally this is my a3. So now as we are having only 3 vertices in the given graph, a3 is a final shortest distance among each and every pair in the given graph. So finally we need to find out this a3 for the given graph. Whereas if I am having 4 vertices, I need to find out a4. If I am having 5 vertices, I have to find out a5. So likewise, so this is the final shortest distance among each and every pair in the given graph. So now let us see the algorithm now. So coming to algorithm, initially A0, what is the A0 value? A0 is a cost adjacency matrix for the given graph. So initially I need to take the cost adjacency matrix, that is cost of I comma j into A of ij. So here A is a matrix which we want to find out the shortest distance. So initially the cost we are going to copy it to shortest distance matrix called A, and after that here we need to find out A of ij. So A of ij I need to find out by taking the minimum of A of ij or else A of ik plus A of kj. So basing on that I need to find out the minimum value. So here the k is the intermediate vertex. So here for k is equal to 1 to n, for I is equal to 1 to n and j is equal to 1 to n. So via the k is the intermediate vertex, I need to find out A of ij. So the A of ij value will be minimum of A of ij or else A of ik plus A of kj. So which one is yielding me the minimum value? That will be A of ij, and previously which is A0. So this step is meant for A0 and this step is meant for each and every iteration we are finding the A1, A2, A3 and so on An. Depending upon the number of vertices we are finding the corresponding A values. So for that second, okay. So this is for measuring A0. A0 is nothing but copying the cost adjacency matrix. Whereas this is for measuring measuring A1, A2, A3 and so on An. This is to measure A1, A2, A3 and so on An. Now if you have seen clearly, coming to the analysis part, here I am having two for loops, right? Here I am having two for loops. So if I am having, as I am having two for loops, so to copy this cost adjacency matrix into A, I require n square times. So in order to execute these two for loops, I require big O of n square. Whereas here I am having three for loops. So here in order to execute all these three for loops and this statement, I require big O of n cube. So this will be executed in n square times and this will be executed in n cube times. So out of these two, which one is the maximum one? So max of n square and n cube. So which one is the maximum one? N cube is the maximum one. So finally big O of n cube is the final time complexity of APSP problem. So finally the time complexity for APSP problem or Floyd-Warshall algorithm is big O of n cube, because here in the first step here I am going to copy the cost adjacency matrix into A. So to copy this I require two for loops. Two for loops means which can be executed within big O of n square time. Whereas to find out the minimum value or the shortest distance, so for this I require three for loops and all are starting from 1 to n. So for this I require n cube. So this will be executed within big O of n cube times. So out of these two the maximum one is big O of n cube. So finally the time complexity will be big O of n cube. So this is come under analysis of APSP algorithm. So now let us see analysis even here also. Okay, big O of n square for 2 for loops and big O of n cube for 3 for loops, and finally the total time complexity is big O of n cube. Now summary. So today we have seen what is meant by all pair shortest path problem, that is finding the shortest distance among each and every pair of vertices for the given directed graph, and there should not be any negative length cycles also. And initially we are finding the cost adjacency matrix, and from there we are going to generate the matrices called A1, A2, A3 and so on An. And each and every value in the given matrix we are going to find out by means of ij is equal to ak of ij is equal to minimum of ak minus 1 of I comma j comma ak minus 1 of I comma k plus ak minus 1 of k comma j. So either via intermediate vertex is yielding me the minimum distance or the direct distance is yielding me the minimum. So which one is yielding me the minimum value? That minimum value I am going to consider as the shortest distance to measure the distance from I to vertex j. Now we had also seen the algorithm followed by an example and even the analysis part. So here coming to analysis, we have seen that the time complexity required or the time required to execute APSP problem is big O of n cube. And coming to the exercise, here this is a small exercise. What is meant by APSP problem, and also describe Floyd APSP algorithm in detail with an example. Example can be taken yourself.